All right, this is the Tengen start. That's interesting. This is one of the few Tengen starts that I've seen that I've actually played against. This isn't the first one, um, but it is one of the few Tengen starts I've actually seen. But it is one of the few. So I've actually said this before. Tengen isn't exactly a bad starting position. It's not a great one. It's not a great one, obviously, but it's not a bad one because this actually controls a lot of ladders. So if you're gonna play Tengen first, you actually have to contemplate playing like to that strength, essentially. You do have to contemplate playing to the strength. Also, I do my time parameters 10 and with 530s. I do that essentially because that's just a weird move. That is a really, really weird ass move. I'm gonna play something strange and I'm gonna see how he responds. Or he can just do that, I guess. Because I have to connect. You have to. So here's the thing. You absolutely have to cover up here on this. It wouldn't have been bad for him. It honestly wouldn't have been bad for him if he just covered. That doesn't make any sense, man. You're not. I mean, that's just really bad. What happens if I do this? Oh, wait, I can't do that. But you can't do that. You really can't. I mean, this is like mad critical errors everywhere because black's really not getting anything. You've already given up the entire. That doesn't make any sense. You didn't actually fix this. This is still here. So I'm just going to go out here. So there is like he should have covered. I'll go over that in the review. He should have definitely covered. It wouldn't have been all that bad. Like I don't actually know how to answer this move because I never really see this move. I'm gonna ignore that as well. There's nothing he can actually do to salvage the situation. He can do this however the hell he wants. There is nothing he can actually do to salvage the situation at this point because it really doesn't matter what he does. Yeah, this is just gonna basically. Whoops. I mean, I meant to play the center spot, but it doesn't really matter. He can't kill me, and he's spending a lot of moves on something that's really not that big. Oh, you've got to follow down, man. Like, I'm just gonna ignore that as well. You're just giving me a bunch of Sentes. You can't kill me, so it's completely useless. You're trying too hard to kill something that can't be killed. Like, okay, I can just extend. The thing is, look. You can't obsess yourself with something. You realistically can't obsess with your. Oh, hmm. I guess he can get those few stones, but it doesn't. Those stones don't really matter all that much. Yeah, I'll just connect, whatever. And I still have this like. Okay, these moves don't really make any sense at all. I mean, you're obsessing. He's obsessing himself too much. he's obsessing himself like too much with uh like things that don't really matter all that much. Like with
Pass.
what? Okay, look, dude, if you lost, just resign, man. Don't do this. I mean, there is like
Pass.
whatever, I don't care.
Remove the dead stones.
I mean, this game was pretty pointless.
You have won.
This game was pretty pointless. It's too so like so this game was actually pretty pointless. It's also pretty bad etiquette to actually do that. Um, so I was supposed to move here. I don't actually know how to answer this, but I'll just go ahead with the one mistake that he actually did make here. So yeah, if anyone wants to play me, go ahead and send a challenge to me right now. If any of you guys want to play me, go ahead and send a challenge to me right now. No handicap, unranked, no handicap. Essentially, the same time parameters I had on this game. I'm actually up. I definitely want to play another game on this stream. Definitely want to play another game on the stream, but I'm going to go ahead and review this one because this game was kind of weird and crazy. So essentially, like, I did this. I was actually supposed to do this, and I'm not really sure how this should have turned out. But I basically did this. That's fine. He absolutely has to do this. Like, when you're in this kind of shape, you absolutely have to go on top. I would go here, you would go here, I would do this. You would do this, I would do this, this. I'm just gonna go ahead and play this whole thing out just to let you see what this looks like. So this is what it actually ends up being. Of course, white gets ahead by a little bit. As you can see, white gets the corner, and you reduce the top moyo, obviously. But there is still like this cut later on, but black gets settled on this side. This side's still a little bit weak, but it's really not in that much danger. What he did, like, just doesn't really make any sense. If you actually do this and let me come out, you're basically separating the stone where it's really weak, and you leave yourself a huge cut here. So he does this. I'm going to Hane out. Like this, I probably should have just done this. He has a lot of cutting points here. So I'm going to Hane. He double Hanes. I'm just going to cut because I'm targeting this double Hane here. He does that, which is really bad. I'm going to connect. Here, I feel like you just kind of connect. I mean, it's really the only thing you can do. And basically just let me take this. You go here, and I might do that. Yeah, you just let me take the corner at this point. I feel like you don't really have too much of a choice. Doing that, but now you have a problem because you have the double Atari right here, and I'm sticking out over here too. So essentially, you basically got nothing right now. Essentially, like white hasn't gotten anything yet. I mean, you would do this, but then there's this issue, and there's nowhere to fix this. So by the time, at this point, you basically already lost the game. So I'm gonna double Atari. I'm gonna take these two, and now you don't really get anything. This doesn't really make any sense at all. Like if you're gonna fix this, and you should just connect, because this honestly does not actually fix anything. And everything else just kind of makes it worse. Like, one of the things here is yes, you already lost this game here, but at this point, you would just connect, and when I move Sente, you would just move elsewhere, essentially. When I go Sente, you just move elsewhere. This is a really bad shape for you, but obsessing a lot over this is just going to make things worse and worse. If you can't kill this group, I'm just going to ignore you. So by doing this, look, every single move you're doing, you're essentially just falling behind by more. Because I just gained a bunch of free moves while you're obsessing with this, and you still couldn't kill me in the end. There is something else here that he could actually do, though. I did actually play this wrong. So here, you do this Atari first. If I do this, then you kill me here. But I actually see that, so when you do this Atari, I would just come down here. Yes, you can kill those stones, but I don't really care about... Well, I mean, like, I just messed up. But, like, I got so many moves on the outside that this doesn't really all matter all that much. So remember to count the liberties. I do have a ko here. So this was a pretty crucial move. This was actually a pretty crucial move. I probably should actually... Well, I can't actually just do that, but this is actually a pretty crucial move. It does force me to connect, but that's the wrong move. The correct move here is to actually Atari this right here, because I can't take this. Otherwise, you can move down here. Well, yeah, otherwise you can actually move down here. Of course, I would take this, and then you would be like, there's a double ko here, so that probably wouldn't work. That doesn't actually work right now. But usually you do have to count the liberties, because the reason this doesn't work is because if you play here, and then I do this, then I can actually do this, and you can't actually do anything. And then if you if you play another ko, I can just take this. So it goes back and forth, and essentially... at this point, like, white basically wins by default because it's a double ko. So remember that double ko situation. So guys, if someone else would actually please challenge me, I would actually like to play another game, because that game actually didn't go anywhere. I'm going to set up and create another challenge, and hopefully someone accepts my challenge. So someone... Yeah, so someone was... well, what rank are you? I mean, I'm willing to... If you challenge me, I'm willing to play stronger players. I mean, I've played, like, people as strong as 3K on the stream, and I barely won that game.
Game started.
Okay, never mind. I just started... I just got a game. Just got a game. So this is another 11Q game. Hopefully this game lasts a little bit longer, because that other game was a little too short. Like in versus the 11Qs, I've actually taken a liking to actually doing this particular Joseki. I've actually taken a liking. That's kind of a weird thing, but okay. I think I just don't play here. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think I'm supposed to play anything here. But then again, he can actually come out. Do I just play this? I think I just play this. I'm not sure. I might have just done better just doing this. I'm not exactly sure what to do here. That's just kind of weird. I'm not going to let him get the Hane up, so I am going to do that. I am not sure, like... Yeah, I think that's one of my weaknesses. When people play these, like, random unorthodox moves, I'm not exactly sure what to do. And that actually gets me into a trouble a lot of the time, because I have no idea how to... I'm not exactly sure how to counter these random unorthodox moves. Okay, I'm going to play this. Yeah, that's fine. He still kind of has to answer me, I believe. Like, it's ko if he... I think this is ko. I do believe this is ko. No, this is just dead then. If he actually played here, it's ko. It's not too bad, because he did actually get, like... I'm just gonna... Well, I'm gonna just connect. He's dead. He doesn't have two eyes. He did get two moves on the outside, and he can actually envelop. But I don't think he can kill me. It is actually quite difficult to kill me in this situation. Yeah, okay, so here, that's also a mistake. I would definitely just fly up here and try to kill the stone at this point. This Joseki, yeah, like you would do this twice and then you just Hane here and then like I would go over here and then you would jump. That's the normal Joseki. This I am just gonna do this. Yeah, like so here you can't actually at this point you can't actually ignore me. Let me see, what do I do here? Do I just go here? I guess I could just go there. If I go out, he extends. That actually might, whatever. Let's just do this to see how it works out. No, there's not, but this is the second game today, and this is the second game today, and it's kind of late. So this is probably the last one I'm going to play today. But usually, no, there is not a waiting game to play me. Like I essentially issue a challenge. I'm going to settle this group. And then like it's whoever first answers my challenge, and then like if I want to play a second game, I just ask people to challenge me. I have played people like on the stream anywhere from 12Q to 3Q. Usually my range is 7 to 11Q, but I actually have played anywhere from 12 to 3Q. Black is definitely behind, but he's not like super uber behind at this point. That's a bad move because I'm just going to take a Sente from there. He's not like uber behind at this point, because he actually got 2 free moves in return for me killing this group, and you can see he took the side here. It's actually not bad. Although with this, okay, like the lower thing kind of kills like invasion hopes kind of, but I still think the jump is better because it pairs better with this. Because if I do this right now, this is still kind of weak. When B played B6, he's asking for a Sente or a follow-up. Typically, you play C6 or White connects and you get Tanuki. So when B played C6. Oh, you mean B6? Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I kind of took the corner here, though. This is like, when Black played C6, B6. Yeah, so the thing is, like, me playing D6 does actually leave me the opportunity to do something like this. To actually, like, seal off this side. That's actually what I was going for. It's what I got. There's also this Aji in here. I know a lot of players will actually play here, but that's not actually the biggest move right now. I'm actually going to separate this right now. I'm definitely going to separate that right now. Ah. Okay. If I curl here, he can hane, and then if I hane, I'm afraid he'll cut. Okay, that doesn't really matter all that much to me. I'm going to provide a little bit of a base here, actually. No, actually, I'm going to extend the stones, what I'm going to do. Oh, wait, there is a move that I'm worried about here. There's definitely a move I'm worried about here. I miscalculated that. Oh, yeah. Definitely screwed up there. Oh, I miscalculated that pretty badly. That's actually not all that important. I mean, I have definitely seen this way of playing before because it solidifies the corner. I think I'm just going to let that one go. So I'm actually afraid that he would actually play J16. So I'm going to make sure he doesn't play J16. This I can just deal. This honestly I can just deal with later. I also am not playing all that well this game, but whatever. You know, like it's actually a good teaching lesson. I don't think this is all worth all that much, so I'm not going to play here. Oh, that's what I figured he'd probably do. That's the wrong move. You should just retreat. It's actually not too bad. Let's see. I could trade, but I don't really want to. Okay, I do this, he does that. I take it, and then he takes this corner. Is that worth it? I don't know if that's worth it or not. Because that would actually solidify this side as mine. It's a really good question. Is that trade actually worth it? I don't know. The corner is actually pretty big. But so, you know what? I'm going to do it anyways. It might not be worth it. Yeah, he's going to trade, but it actually might not be worth it. That's fine. But, you know, like if I just jump here, I basically get this entire side. Do I? I think I do. I mean, he could try to make life out of this, but I don't think it's going to be that big. P3? Then K3? Yeah. Oh yeah, P3 was definitely better than K3. I actually don't know if I made the right trade here. I really don't. But I think I did. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I did make the right trade here. Like, I feel like solidifying all of this side and sacking the corner was okay. I do lose a lot on the corner, but I feel like doing this was okay. We'll go back and review this. I wonder if I lost points here or gained points here. Because I could have just connected and then played out the rest of the game. I could have easily just connected. But I don't know which one's actually bigger. I really don't know which one's actually bigger. I think this, like, based on the situation right now, probably like R11 was better. But that would actually let me is a Sente for the connection on top. I would actually push first and then go for the connection on top. What do you guys think? Do you think this bottom trade was actually worth it for the corner? I couldn't really count the... It's hard to count the points for that. Okay, that's completely pointless. That is actually completely pointless because this is like already connected. So I'm just going to actually play this. And then... Don't really know what I'm going to play after this. I think I'm going to play that. This is an... Okay, so he can still threaten me up here. So I actually think playing something like this is pretty important. So he doesn't like threaten this group up here. Reading H4. H4 is a little complicated, yes. I don't think it really favors him, though, because, like, my wall is incredibly strong over here. I mean, Black's only option of winning right now, like, but, I mean, the thing is, like, you have to realize that Black's only option of winning right now is actually try to kill this group. If he does, and that's pretty much impossible to do. Like, if he doesn't kill this group, then Black pretty much loses because he doesn't have enough points. I mean, this guy's playing pretty well for an 11Q. But like this guy is playing pretty well for an 11Q, but essentially like he doesn't have enough points unless he kills this group because this corner is much smaller than this. This side is going to be smaller than this, and this is just not enough points here. So he has to essentially he essentially has to kill this group to actually win. I don't think he can kill that group, so I'm going to just fly up here. I don't think he can kill that group. So that pretty much fixes this problem more or less. I actually don't think there's a way he can kill this group. So I'm just going to go up there. I don't think anything can live in this bottom group the way he actually played it right now. Like this is strong enough where if he attempts it, I can probably kill him. He could go here first and then try to go under, and that would be somewhat problematic for me. So I will fix that sooner or later. It's an interesting move. I should Hane on top, but I'm actually afraid that he's going to cut the top. So I guess I'll just come out. But even if he lives down here, I feel like it's kind of worth it. This is also pretty big right now. Did I mess that up? Yeah, I might have just messed this whole thing up. I could just sacrifice, like... I honestly could just sacrifice these two stones. That's not that big of a deal. Yeah, I'll probably just sack these two stones. It's not really that big of a deal. Because I can't connect here and let him like cut here. That would be pretty disastrous. So we're just gonna sack those 2 stones. Oh. I guess we won't sack those 2 stones. All right. The entire purpose of that play was to actually, I mean, like you should definitely do this because you're Atariing this one too. Now that move was just kind of pointless because why would you do that move? That move, okay, yeah, that just confuses me now. I don't want him to be able to Hane, so I'm going to do this. H4 instead of P13, he could have tried to gain strength with those forcing moves. It wouldn't be that much of a massive reduction. Like if he lives this stone, think about it. If he lives this stone, like how many points are down here? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's about 10 points down here. It would probably be like if he lives that stone, it would probably just be Gote. If he lives those, it's probably just Gote. So I'm not really all that afraid of that. So like it would probably be like 10, 15 points Gote, and I'm winning by more than 10 or 15 points. So I'm not really that afraid of that particular thing. I see. That's the wrong move, though. If you're attempting to do that, that is definitely the wrong move because you can't really live on that. You can't live on that one eye. You would have to tuck under. Like you would go here first and then go under. I think that's really the only shot you had. This area is worth about 10 or 15 points. So it would be minus 15, but he would actually get Gote, and I would be able to play something like this, which is probably like 8 points by itself. So it wouldn't, it's not really game changing. Black actually has nowhere else to make territory. That's another thing people have to understand. Some of Go is actually like in the potential of like where do potentially can you make territory. Black doesn't really have any potential anywhere to make territory right now, and that's a pretty big problem for Black. Okay, that basically makes sure I live. And that's going to be Gote for him, so I'm going to do this. He didn't actually need to do that. He shouldn't have done that right now. There are a couple big moves for Black at this point. I don't really have any easy Sentes. I don't really want to do that because he can come up this way. It's a good question. Where do I go? Why not? You know what? I just realized something. I'm not fully alive there yet. I just realized something. I am not fully alive there yet. Okay, now I'm fully alive. This is actually a fake eye. I just realized that. That's actually a fake eye, so if he's sealed, that would actually be pretty problematic for me. I mean, moving here is fine, but like if I didn't actually, if I, before I took those 3, like if I just ignored him, like him sealing would actually be a big problem for me. Now it doesn't really matter because now it really doesn't matter because I'm alive. But yeah, that's a fake eye, so I just realized like, yeah, that's not quite alive yet. So yes, I'm going to do this. No, this eye here was already an eye. He can't actually he can't actually take this eye. So I actually have one eye in Sente. I just have to like make an eye elsewhere. I actually just have to make an eye elsewhere. This one's Sente. Also, I could have come down here and then played the Ko as well. So this was definitely one eye in Sente, but I don't think I could have made another eye there. Well, the thing is, black here didn't really have a chance, because like he has to answer this particular play from me. I probably shouldn't, like, these moves are kind of pointless, but whatever. I'll make them. I should also cap this up here sooner or later. Yeah, I definitely should cap that. Just going to take the territory down here. Yeah, he doesn't really... The thing is, like, with black, he doesn't really gain much from that. I should definitely, like, I need to pay more attention to these games, because I actually could have lost, like, if he was, like, if he actually saw that. I think a lot of times I'm just waiting for, like, too many teaching moments in these games, and I'm not paying as much attention to the game as I should. Yeah, ban, definitely.
Byoyomi.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, if he actually had sealed up here, I would have, like, Hane'd first, but the thing is, like, I don't think I can actually make another eye up there is the problem. The issue is I don't think I can make another eye up there. That's point. I'm just going to take this. Oh, wait. There's still a Ko there. Man. Okay. Yeah, you should definitely take this Ko first. Just giving me that, it's not a good idea. That's also pointless. Because, well, it's not pointless, but it's not too many points. I really don't know what's that big right now, though. Feel like that's 1 point, but then I can have a Sente there. I'm just going to connect this. Because after that, I can actually have the Sente here. There's, like, if I were black, I would take the Sente first and then just think about other things. That's not that big. There's a couple of points there, but that's really not that big. I'm going to take the Sente first. This is like 3 points, I think. Because he has to actually repair here later as well. This endgame is not particularly one I can take a huge advantage of, because like so many things are already set in place. Like I'm gonna connect. Oh wait, no, this isn't go. Oh dang, that's not Sente. Well, I mean, he did actually. I mean, I guess he didn't really need to do that. This doesn't really disconnect. Although I could actually apply pressure here and get like some points, I guess. Should have done this first. You like at this point in the game, you need to take all the Sentes first. This is worth a couple of points because that's an automatic Tari on there, but it's not worth all that much. The difference between this particular 11Q and all the others I've played, the difference between this 11Q and all the others I've played is like he's not automatically answering like everything I play, which is like a big upgrade from most DDKs I play. Most DDKs I play will instantly answer like every single point I play, which is generally how they lose so much in the end game. Of course, there's not too, like, the way this plays out, there's not too many forcing moves I have on him. '09. Yeah, I played '09. I mean, that was... I don't really see that one. I don't think that move does anything, because this is still dead. So you basically just gave me an extra point. You essentially just gave me an extra point there.
10, 9,
you know what?
8.
I just have to play. There's no way you can live in here. That's also pointless because you're still dead. Just take all the Sentes you can. Why the heck not? This is probably important. No, this is more important. Now, tossing that just gave me 2 extra points. I guess he never really had a chance to play this here because I automatically did that. That's a bad move because it gives me a sequence of destroy points here. Atari here and then Atari here. And yes, he lost like 1 point there because he could have gotten this point. So the sequence of moves is actually quite important. I think the only point left is here, and I don't really want to fight this Ko. I am not interested in fighting this. You don't have to connect. Do you? No, I don't think you have to connect that. I guess if he really wants to fight it, I'll fight it, but I'm not interested in fighting the Ko.
Pass.
Just connect it. Probably just pass again. I'll pass.
Remove the dead stones.
So yeah, I did seriously...
You have won.
I did seriously screw up there because he probably could have killed that. I'm going to go back and we're going to start from the beginning. So basic start, that's fine. I was realistically just expecting this. I've grown accustomed to this particular start with weaker players. But this was kind of unexpected for him to actually play that. And then I played this, he did this, I connected, and he should have actually done this, which means I should have like attacked somewhere up there in the corner. But then that, this isn't really all that scary because I had this move. But he didn't, he went here, which is really, really strange. I can't let him Hane, so I'm going to do that. So yeah, at this move, this is like better because this move is just better right now at this point because it actually sticks out. It still leaves me a little bit weak over here as well. So playing this doesn't really make too much sense. I'm going to definitely extend out. And then you play over here. Now, the thing is, after I play this move, you have to answer me. Because otherwise I can seal off the side. I can't kill black right now, but I can definitely seal off the side. This is an AI Joseki. Yeah, he lost a bunch of points play. He actually lost 2 points playing there. Like, you have to play this way. And I would at this point, I would ignore you and go elsewhere. So yeah, playing inside, you lost 2 points. I'm going to, like, I'm not going to let you Hane this because that feels really bad. So I'm going to do that and you're going to do this. And I'm going to come down here. Like, this loses you a lot. You have to answer me on this. Like, realistically, you kind of have to do this or, yeah, I think you just have to do this at this point. Because you can't really allow me to come this way. I mean, the best answer isn't actually this. I mean, you could probably just do this. Yeah, you probably could just do that, honestly. So that's, or like, I guess you don't have to answer me. You could just play here. But the thing is, like, going here doesn't really help you because that gives me another Sente move. See, like, you're already at white plus 8.4 at this point. You're already at white plus 8.4. This is only 3.0, but when you do this, it's like 8.7, 8.4. So that's actually that's a bad move because it gives me another Sente. You could have just ignored me and went here, and that's what you're supposed to do. I still don't think I can kill you in one move here because this kind of move is kind of weak. If I do this, you can kind of like do something like this, I would guess. Or if I do this, I mean, you could do this, and this is always a ko. I can't kill you in, I don't think I can kill you in one fell swoop. But he does this, I'm going to come back up. He does that. So like I said, if I do this, if he does this, this is ko. And that's actually, ko is actually an okay result for him. Because he already gained 2 free moves here, so the ko is actually an okay result for him. He obviously cannot play this, because this is just dead. And if you play that, obviously I gain more points. A5 at B4. A5, let me see. So, yeah, like, basically, like I said, like, if I Hane here, you have to respond B4. Because then this is ko. Ko is okay. Ko is actually okay, because if you do something like this, and I just connect to kill you, you can pretty much kill this, take this corner in exchange for this. So that's perfectly fine. Because I spent like 3 moves killing this, and 3 moves at the beginning of the game is very, very big. So that's perfectly fine. This is not fine because essentially, like you just let me kill this. So that doesn't really make any sense. But in either ways, this is also a mistake. At this point, you have to do this. You want to surround you definitely want to surround my stone at this point. I think I could probably live here. I can definitely probably live here. It would be difficult. It would actually be rather difficult, though. I mean, there's other things I can do. It's actually fairly hard for you to kill me straight out here. But you would be able to surround you would definitely be able to surround on the outside and take a lot of advantages. So I think this is actually fairly hard to kill. There's not a straightforward way to kill this. There really isn't, because if you do any of these moves, I can just come down here, and it's actually quite hard to kill. But the thing is, like, getting this surrounding and building up the outside is definitely the way to go on this. So this is a big mistake because it lets me come out for free. You kind of have to do this at this point. You already have 2 moves here. You can't just take another like kind of like territory move. You gotta like at least apply some. You have to at least provide some pressure here. B18. I think I can block on either side. I don't think you can actually kill me here. I mean, I don't exactly know what you would actually do here. It's kind of difficult because you do actually have to block. And then if I do this, I'm pretty sure I'm just alive. I don't think you can actually kill me. I've actually tried to do this before. Yeah, black can actually seal in completely, but you can't kill. And that's actually what you're supposed to do here. So him coming out here is bad because that allows me to come out easily. And yeah, if he pushes, I'm just going to go back. So pushing isn't like, that's why people always block this, because when black pushes, you just kind of like push back out. So pushing isn't really that big of a deal. At this point, black should play this, which would force me to play this. And then black can either just come up or come out here. So yes, that's not really a crucial move at all. It's not really all that big. This group isn't under any kind of threat. So I'm going to play here and then come down. Connection, it's fine. And then I'm going to play over here. This removes Aji and Sinte, yep. So basically what happens here is he did get the side, but I got the corner, and his side here is still not that strong. So he does the kick, which is fine. I see a lot of players do this immediately. That's actually not too bad. That's actually not all that bad. But I think there's bigger moves here. So I'm going to do this because this actually makes this group kind of weak. And he's going to do this. I'm going to go here. He does this. I'm going to come here. So I was actually kind of afraid of this. Because I can't just do this. Because obviously I lose here. So obviously I lose here. I was actually afraid of that move. I was like, I should fly here. But I was like, oh yeah, he has this move. I don't exactly know what to do if he does this move. I actually left that move for him. I actually left that move for him for a very, very long time. And I shouldn't have. It's kind of like, it's almost the same thing. Like, I was actually afraid that he would do this if I actually did that. Now, can I actually survive in this state? Probably. I can probably survive in this state. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Maybe not. Yeah, I probably can't. Yeah, this is actually a really problematic thing for me. I definitely should have like calculated this out before I did this, because that's actually a pretty big problem for me. Because it's actually not that easy to survive in this state. I guess I could do this, and there would be a couple of problems. Like if he tried to kill me, there definitely would be problems here. I guess I could do something like that. Yeah, if he tries to kill me, he's going to have issues, so I could do that. But that actually toughens up. That is actually pretty tough on his outside. He could do this later on. He could do this afterwards. Something like that. But yeah, like I was actually quite afraid of this. I was actually quite afraid of this move. J16 does work, but it's kind of like this. But it's kind of the same result, you know. It's kind of the same result. I mean, I could probably do this, or if I do this, he would just Atari here and then just do this. I mean, I could also give up the stone, but giving up the stone doesn't feel very good. I mean, you can definitely, like, You can actually you definitely can live down here. You can definitely live down there, but like it kind of ruins your shape. So yeah, this particular, like especially after he jumps, this particular move is very, very deadly. He does that. I mean, I've seen this sequence. I have seen this sequence before, and it's not a bad sequence because it allows you to solidify the corner. But that particular move is not all that useful right now because I just don't feel like these stones are very threatened. So I'm going to remove that immediately. I'm definitely going to remove that immediately. So he does this. You're right. This is bigger. Like P3 is definitely bigger because it actually solidifies the corner. So I'm going to do this. He does that. That's a bad move. I think maybe this is probably a better move. This is definitely a better move, I would guess. Yeah, that's definitely a better move. That's not a good move. He does that, which is the right move. Yeah, I should have definitely done this. I should have definitely like done this. So that's a much better move. Here I go up here. He hanes. So when I go here, you should just do this. That is easily the right move because this hane doesn't really give me anything. So definitely that move. Yeah, so haneing is a bad move because it gives me the double hane over. You do this, I'm going to come over here. So you got to think about like, before you do this, you got to be like, why am I haneing? Like even this move would be better because then like my hane isn't like sente. This move, and if I do this, you can just jump up because if I take this stone, you can just do this. So like there's a bunch of trades you can actually make here. So yeah, if I do this, you basically just jump up. And I understand that you might be afraid of the double cut, or like you might be afraid of the cut, but there's really no reason to be afraid of the cut. So here, the hane is a very, very big loss move because it gives me that, and then it basically solves my problem. Doing this, and I don't actually know if I actually don't know. I don't actually know if I made the right decision here. I think it was okay. Yeah, like I did make the right decision here because you can see like before I made this exchange, it was white plus 24.6. So I gained about 6 points off that exchange. I gained about 6 points, or actually I gained about 8 points off that exchange. So I did actually make the right decision there because it makes this group not so weak anymore. At sacrificing the corner, you basically solidify. You don't solidify your side, but you make your side very strong. So I did actually make the right trade there. I had a feeling the side was slightly bigger. I just wasn't sure. I'm gonna jump to further solidify the side. There is this. I don't know if this actually lives or not though. It's not alive right now. It's not alive right now. It's not, but. I mean, it is sort of bitchy to kill, though. I don't think you can live here. So maybe I was worried about nothing. I don't think it can live there. But I couldn't see that extremely clearly. That doesn't really make too much sense because, I mean, you're just giving me that stone. That move doesn't make any sense at all because the only time this move actually sort of makes sense is like if you're actually threatening to cut this. You're not threatening to cut this. So that doesn't really make much sense. I'm going to come over here straight and then I'm going to do this because I don't think you can actually kill my group. Although I suppose you could do this and try. That would actually be somewhat problematic for me, honestly. That would be somewhat problematic for me. I won't lie. I won't lie about that. The AI obviously thinks like this move is okay. The AI definitely thinks this move is okay. Because I'm not losing any more points. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to jump. Does this, I'm going to connect. This, I'm just going to go here. So, like, the thing is, I'm using your, like, I'm actually using your trying to, like, you're trying to essentially kill my group, And I'm basically using that to actually like get my territory up. Because I don't think this group is really I don't think this group is in any danger whatsoever right now. So he does this. This is probably the better move. Honestly, this is most likely the better move. He does this, I come out, because I can't really Hane. I mean, yeah, I can live this group, sure, but I don't really actually like this result all that much. It's not horrible, I guess, but I don't really like it all that much. So maybe I should have Hane, but I think this was actually probably the best move. So I'm going to come up here. There's a sequence with h4. There is a sequence with h4. We can actually play it out later. So I think at this point I would probably just do this. And if you do this, I would just take. If you Hane under, I would probably just do this, and you'd still be dead. If you connect, then it gets a little bit more interesting. It does get a little bit more interesting if you do this. But I mean, you might be able to run this group out, actually. You definitely might be able to run this group out. Or because if I connect here, then I think I'm dead, so I wouldn't do that. So I would definitely have to connect the bottom. And I guess you can either do this and come out, you can either do this and come out this way. But you know, this isn't too bad for me. Like, you could try to connect back out, but because you're like, I already have this and I would be getting this territory as well. So it wouldn't really be all that bad for me. So like, I guess that is the sequence you can do. Like, or I can do this way and you can try to come out this way. No, actually, this really wouldn't work for black because I feel like, yeah, I don't think this would work for black. I mean, I don't see how this would actually work. I don't think this works for black at all. So I don't think that works because I can, if I Atari this way, there's really not much you can do. If you do this, it's kind of like the same thing. You're still kind of dead, honestly. So I don't think it works. I don't think that sequence works. Yeah, before I made this, like, I think before I made this move, it actually would have, like, if I hadn't made this move, it would definitely work. But like, once I did h5, I don't think it actually worked. Without i7, it might have actually worked as well. But I think once I made this move, it made it a lot harder. So I do this, he does this. I'm gonna have to sacrifice that because like I can't let him actually cut here, obviously. So I'm going to do this. That doesn't really make any sense. Because like that, like the whole point of this, is basically to get this in Sente. Like realistically, like the whole point of his moves here was to get these two in Sente. Right? So that doesn't make really any sense because I just got to connect everything. He does this. I'm going to come out. He does this. I'm going to do this. This sequence doesn't really work. Yeah, I forgot this was actually a fake eye. So, yeah, if he does this, I actually would be in a lot of trouble. I would actually be in a lot of trouble if he actually does that. But, like the AI doesn't seem to think so. If he actually does this, I would actually be in some trouble. I would probably do this, and I would definitely do that. I would most definitely do that. And play the ko here while trying to break out here. If you did this, I would actually do this. This would be Sente, but I don't really know if I could actually make an eye here or not. It would be fairly difficult. But you would actually, like, black also has problems here, though. The thing is, black also has a lot of problems. So yeah, I don't know if I could actually do anything here because the thing is, my liberties are actually kind of tight as well. My liberties are really, really tight as well. So once I did this, she should have definitely done this. That would have actually caused me a ton of trouble. Definitely a ton of trouble. Because I don't really have an eye here. L13, white cuts out. L13, this. Yeah, but he can just do that though. I mean, if you're going to play this, you have to play that, and then you come over the top. I would do this first. If you do this, then it's ko. But if you can extend down here, and then it's not really ko anymore. So I don't know how I actually don't know how I would get out of this. I mean, I guess I can do this, but the thing is, like, then like ko would be like super uber large type ko. So I don't really know like how I would deal with this, honestly. It's yeah, like I feel like playing I feel like playing here is just really kind of bad for me. Cut K14, I don't need the other sequence. Yeah, but then he can just do this. If you cut K14, I can just do this. You do actually need the other sequence for more cutting points is the thing. I mean, the thing is, you could... There is the option to try to do something like this, but he could just... I mean, like, there is the option to do something like this, though. Because then if he does that, you have the option to... Actually, no, you don't. Because if he does that, you're just kind of screwed. You could try to do something like this, but it's really, really sketchy of what you can actually do here. It's like super, super sketch what you can actually do here. I don't know if you can do much at all here. So if you cut K14, if you actually cut K14, yeah, if you actually cut K14, then I don't think there's anything there. So anyways, I do this, he responds, I do this. Obviously, like, he didn't actually see the sequence. Once I do that, like, once I've done that, I realize, oh, this thing isn't quite alive yet. So once I do that, like, he doesn't really have a choice. That solves everything. I feel like he can just do this. That's fine. And then I would probably just, like, do this or something. I feel like that's fine. Giving me these three is, like, way too nice, because that solves my entire problem. And then this move isn't worth anything anymore because you can't threaten anything, and there's really no territory up here. So yes, I'm gonna just take the big moves. I didn't play the endgame extremely well, but I don't think any of the endgame really matters all that much. Yeah, that's fine, and like that's just the way the game ends. So I feel like he had one chance. He did actually have a chance to win the game by playing this. Because I would have found it very, very hard to actually try to like I would definitely find it extremely, extremely difficult to do this. So if the other thing is, what if I just play? I can't really just play that, I guess, because it's not really Atari. It's really not Atari, and that doesn't really do anything for me. See, if I do this, he has to do this. I don't think that works if he can just do this. This would actually make it kind of interesting though. But yeah, like he can't. That actually might be the way to actually get something going, because this actually might be the way to get something going, because he would have to do this. I would come out. He would have to do this, and then I can actually cut here. That would actually be an interesting fight. But since he actually has like a space there, it's actually it's sort of hard for me to do much. And remember, like, I'm kind of on a timer as well. I'm actually kind of on a timer as well. Like, I don't have, like, I really don't have, like, infinite... Yeah, I really don't have, like, infinite liberties or anything to play with. I guess I could do that. Yeah, I think that might actually be the way to come out. That would actually be the way to come out. Does this work this way? No, it doesn't, because that's an Atari there, so that doesn't actually work. You can't fill in all those liberties. So I would have to do this. He would have to do this. I play here first. He has to answer, because if he just plays here, like, he can't do that. I don't think he can anyways, because at that point, this is actually problematic for him. Oh, wait, no, it's not. How does this... Oh, no, it's not. Well... yeah, I guess it doesn't really work for me that way either. So it's kind of weird. Yeah, I think I think he did have a chance to win by playing this. But he missed the move. So thankfully for me, he actually missed this move. And I ended up winning. So that was the key move there. I was ahead by like 40 points at this point, but that move would have turned the game around. So L14. I don't really see the sequence. L14, K13. So that's L13, K14, K14, K12, and P15. P15. This one? No, this doesn't... Yeah, but you know the thing is, like, he honestly, he can do that, you know. Like, I don't think there's anything there. Because if you connect, he can just double Atari. I don't think there's anything there. Yeah, I feel like I just died if he did that. It would be L13. Yeah, I mean, I just played the sequence. I don't think there's anything here. I really don't think there's anything here. I mean, there are like, I mean, if this liberty hadn't been, if this liberty was actually filled, I could just do that. Like, if that liberty had been filled, if that liberty was actually filled, I can actually just cut. I mean, if that liberty had been filled, I can just actually cut this. But the problem is that liberty is not filled. So that liberty is not filled. So if I cut this, he can just go this way, and this doesn't actually work. So yeah, that would have been really bad if he actually played all the if he actually went here and he played all the sequences right. If he actually played all the sequences right after he played here, I think I would have died. P15. I don't think it would have mattered. P15 here, he can just connect. You can't really do anything. As long as this liberty is not filled, you can't do anything. I guess there's that now. So P15. No, he can just do this. Yeah, he can just do that. Like it doesn't really work. You can't do that, so you would have to connect, and then he would connect. It doesn't really work. I'm still a couple liberties short. It doesn't really work. Like, this actually needs to be filled for that to work. Now, like, if you do P15, if you do P16, he basically just does this. It doesn't work. Like, the thing is, like, he doesn't have to block. He does not have to block. All he has to do is do this. And then you're dead still. P16, now L15. No, that's not, yeah, but he can just connect. What are you going to do exactly? He still has, he can just connect. He still, remember, there's still 2 liberties here. You can't cut, he just Ataris. You're behind by 1 liberty. You are actually behind by 1 liberty. Because like I said, this liberty has to be filled. If that liberty were filled, it'd be easy to come out. But since this liberty is not filled, you can't do anything. He's ahead by 1. So yeah, he would have won if he actually played that. So all right, that's going to be the game for today. Thanks for joining me. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell notifications button, and I will be back next time. Interesting game and discussion here. I like it when the chat actually participates.